officially have a 3-year-old in our house and I cannot believe it. We just got done celebrating Finn's 3rd birthday with a Dinosaur and Dino Ranch themed party here at our house. So I'm gonna bring you along, show you all the DIYs that I made, as well as some of my best tips and tricks so that you can do it too and on a budget. A huge thank you to Cricut for sponsoring today's video and helping me throw this epic party for Finn. When I share the parties that I help plan, the top question by far is about the balloon garlands. They look really awesome, but they can also be intimidating. So let me show you my tried and true foolproof way that you can do this affordably and easily, and it comes out looking awesome, and it's a great statement piece for your parties. So first up, you're gonna need your supplies, and my favorite 2 places to get balloons are Walmart and Dollar Tree. Most of these balloons came from Dollar Tree, but Walmart also has a great selection. I also have this $20 balloon pump that's a huge help, but it is optional. You don't have to have it, but it saves a lot of time and a lot of air from yourself. You're going to blow up 2 balloons and then take the ends and tie them together like a shoelace. Once you have 2 groupings of 2, twist the centers together to create a grouping of 4. Then you're going to do that a bunch of times. The more balloons you have, the longer your garland's going to be. Shout out to my sister-in-law for all of the help. Then we are going to take some fishing line, and this is my favorite way to do it because I don't want to take my ends and push them into a balloon garland strip. That drives me nuts. I start stacking my groupings of 4, and every time I add a new one, I'm doing a figure 8 around the center of it, and that's going to hold it in place. Now you can do chunks of the same color, but I was going for like Whimsy Kid's birthday here, so we just did a variety of colors in no rhyme or reason. You also want to make sure that you have extra fishing line on either end so you can hang it. I love these command strips because the little hook moves, and I like to tie loops in the ends of my fishing line so that it hooks right onto that command strip on the wall. I also like to put one in the center of where it's going to go so I can push that fishing line right onto that hook as well so it's not going to fall on me. And because I was putting a table underneath, I did this kind of upside down L. Then to add a little bit more fun, I grabbed these dinosaurs as well as small 14-inch number 3 balloons at Dollar Tree. I blew them up with the little straw that comes included, and then I took these Dollar Tree balloon glue dots, stuck them on the balloons, and stuck them to the garland. You can also use painter's tape or double-sided tape. So a quick breakdown, here's everything I bought. Everything's from Dollar Tree minus the fishing line, and I made it for $19.74. Now you can add the pump in for an extra $20 and still be under $40. Now this 3-Rex balloon was not included in that cost, so that would probably put you between $25 and $30, but that's from Amazon. It just really added to the overall look, and it's quick and easy to put it together. I even had some leftover balloons, so we made a garland for the basement where we had food tables set up, and then this dynamite big wall mural banner is from Dollar Tree. Another way you can use the same technique is to create a balloon tower like I did here right in our front door. The only thing different with this process is that you're going to hang it vertically instead of horizontally. I tied a loop at the end of one side of the fishing line, hung it on a command strip, tied a helium balloon to the fishing line, and then I also took the other end of fishing line and tied it to the leg of the table. The fishing line is clear, you can't see it, and it cascades right down the table, and it looks like a balloon tower, quick and easy. I also like to DIY my own helium balloons to save. I got these at Walmart, and I got a small helium tank for about $28. It allowed me to do a bunch of balloons on my own time and save. So for the past couple years, Finn has been pretty young, so we've done more like larger decor things so that he could see it and enjoy it, but this year he is ready to play. So I decided to go with these large inflatable dinosaurs from Amazon. I thought they were super fun. They were really easy to inflate. I added some party hats to some, and they were just super fun. Some other fun things I picked up were these Mylar balloons from Amazon. They were easy to inflate and fun to put out. And I also made sure to scope out the party section at Dollar Tree, and I found some awesome watercolor dinosaur items. I got some plates, some napkins, some things to hang from the ceiling. And I also really love these jointed figures that I put up on the wall with some painter's tape. I also grabbed some unfinished wood dinosaurs as well as some dinosaur figurines, spray painted them in a variety of colors, and it made it really easy to grab those and put them in areas that weren't decorated to help carry the theme throughout, like the bathroom. I also took full advantage of the fact that Finn's birthday is in March, so I grabbed some of these Easter eggs for dino eggs on the cake table. These eggs from the Walmart Easter decor section made great dino eggs. This Jurassic Park Easter basket was great for the cutlery. And these 2 plastic Easter baskets were perfect for chips on our dip board for the appetizer when guests arrived. I got my first Cricut machine back in 2016 and I have used it for parties and events ever since. I have definitely gotten my money's worth out of all of the machines that I have, and I absolutely love sharing my tips and tricks and projects with you guys so that you can recreate them. So everything I'm making in this video with my Cricut machine will be available on Design Space, so you can go in, click make it, and use it for your own party. Quick, easy, super simple, and then you'll have more time back to enjoy the party. So first, let me show you how I made these awesome cupcake liners as well as the sticks to go on top. They are so cute and they really added to the dinosaur party vibes. If you're new to the Cricut world, a Cricut is a smart cutting machine, and not only can it cut, but it can help you write and score and do a variety of different things with so many different materials. So today I'm using my Cricut Maker 3, but there are a variety of Cricut machines. I've got a full video breaking it all down, so you can check that out down in the description if you're interested in a Cricut. I definitely love mine, and it has really helped me up my party throwing game over the years. With every Cricut machine comes the Cricut Design Space free software, which I'll be using today to show you how I've designed all of my party stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into Design Space and search images, and then I'm going to search for cupcake wrappers. I decided to go with this option because it looks like grass. Then I'm going to go back into images and I'm going to find some dinosaurs that I think Finn would like for the outsides of these cupcakes. So I'm just finding some different silhouettes, I'm selecting them, and then I'm clicking add to canvas down in the right corner. Once they're all on my canvas, I am going to drag the white circles in each corner to make my dinosaurs smaller to make them in proportion to my cupcake wrapper. I'm going to size them so it looks like they're walking in the grass, and I think 3 fit the best here. Once I've turned and arranged all of my dinosaurs so they are walking kind of on a curve around the cupcake piece, I'm going to select all of them, go down to the bottom, click combine, and then unite. That's going to make it all into one piece, so it's going to cut as one wrapper. I also did the same thought process with 3 Rex and some more dinosaurs. I just used the curve tool at the top to get my letters to wrap around. Once everything was ready to be cut out, I selected on matte, and then I went through, added the quantity that I wanted of each one, and then I also changed my material size to 8.5 by 11 because I'm just using a paper size sheet. Now I went with earth tones for this particular project because that made me think of dinosaurs, but you could find a variety of different colors of cardstock, both the smart cardstock that you can cut without a mat as well as traditional on Cricut's website. And I'm going to add the cardstock to my light grip mat so it will stick down, but it won't be as hard to remove. I'm going to use my brayer tool to push it down just so it's stuck to my mat, load it into the machine, and follow the prompts so I can cut out all of my cupcake wrappers. It's actually a really quick process because I could just set it, have it cut, and work on something else for the party, which I love. The Cricut did all the work for me. The key thing you want to do here is peel it away from your mat. Then the day of the party, it was as easy as wrapping them into a circular shape, hooking the little piece through the hole because the Cricut cut that for me. And they were so cute. I wrapped them around all of them and got them set up. I just used these wood trays that I've had for years. I've used these for all 3 of Finn's birthday parties. And I added a little bit of greenery to kind of give it that ethereal Jurassic Park vibe. Now I also wanted some dinosaurs on top, and these were just as easy to make with my Cricut. So back in Design Space, I'm going to images and I'm searching dinosaur again, and I'm finding a variety of dinosaurs that I know Finn will recognize and like. Then I'm going to select them all, and on the largest measurement, I am making that 2.5 inches. So if it's taller than it's wider, it's going to be 2.5 inches tall. If it is wider than it is taller, same thing, 2.5 inches wide. Then I'm going to select all of them. I'm going to add a 0.1 offset at the top, and I'm not going to weld them so they're individual pieces. I changed the back to a brown so I could just see visually what it was going to look like because I'm going to use craft paper as the background. And then I also selected some of them and made them a lighter blue, a darker blue, and a green. After I did my dinosaur cutouts, I also decided that I wanted some that said 3 Rex instead of T-Rex because that was kind of an underlying theme for the party. So I typed out the word Rex, I scooched the letters closer with letter spacing up at the top, and then I also added a 3, centered it, and made sure the bottom of the 3 overlapped with the E of Rex so it would all hook together. And then I added an I, but I flipped it on its side, so that could be a bottom bar, so those 3 letters would all be welded together. I selected them all, went down to combine, I welded them together, and then added an offset just like I did to the dinosaurs of 0.1. Then it was time to get everything ready to cut. Then just follow the prompts and it's going to cut out all of those pieces for you. Now again, all of these are saved on Design Space, so you don't have to do any of the designing if you don't want to. You can just head over and click Make It. Now once everything was popped off, I used some of these 3D pop adhesive pieces that I got at Dollar Tree to make them look 3D. So I started by taking some of the little squares and sticking them to the center of my offset, peeled off the other piece and stuck the colored dinosaur to the top so you have that nice outline. Then to make it kind of pop off the stick, I got these little appetizer sticks with a wider top, making it easier to hook on my cutouts, and I stuck them right onto the sticks and I made a bunch of them. Then it was just as easy as popping them into the top of the cupcakes. It really helped give height and some interest to the area, and I think they turned out so cute. This next one is super fun and it incorporates one of Finn's favorite toys right now, which is Sidewalk chalk. So back in Design Space, I went into images and I found this image of 2 dinosaur feet that I liked. I added it to the page and I sized them to about the size that I wanted. I changed my material size so it would fit the letter cardstock that I had, and then I just clicked on one of the feet and I drug it down so then that way I could have them kind of staggered when I went to stencil them. Cut it out, flip it over, peel back that cardstock, and then you have both 2 feet as well as a stencil. I took that stencil outside leading right up to our front door, and I took some blue sidewalk chalk to outline the feet. Then I had a really nice outline that I could just quickly color in. I was able to just knock this out really fast right before the party. You could also add some wording like this way, but they were so fun and really easy to make with my Cricut. Now, what's a party without a party favor? So I wanted to make some of these fun drawstring bags that said 3 Rex Crew on them so that the kids that came to the party had some fun items to head home with. So the bags I'm using are from burlapfabric.com, but you could also put these on regular bags. And I started by searching for this dinosaur with sunglasses. I saw this picture a while back and I saved it because I knew I wanted to use it for Finn's birthday. Then I typed out 3 Rex Crew, and then I found a font that I liked, and this one is called Cuttin' Up. I changed it to green, and then I also wanted to add a party hat, so I just searched for that in images and used the little squares in each corner to make it larger and to tilt it so the hat looked like it was right on our little dinosaur buddy. Then to make sure that cut is one piece, I selected both the hat and the dinosaur and hit attach at the bottom. And then I copied this and made it a little bit smaller because I needed it to be 3.5 inches wide to fit on some smaller bags that I wanted to put inside of the larger bags, but I wanted them to match. Then I selected on matte and made sure to mirror both of my images. And then I changed the project copies up at the top to 4 because I needed 4 bags. You can also change your material size to 12 by 24 like I did because I had a longer roll of some Cricut iron-on vinyl. So you're going to have a shiny side and a dull side on your iron-on vinyl, and you want to put the shiny side down. Then I'm going to pop it into my machine and let the Cricut do its thing. I just set it on premium iron-on vinyl and it knows the depth that it needs to cut on. Once both my black and green were cut, it was time to trim them and weed. So for the larger dinosaurs, I cut them into individual pieces, but for the letters, I left them in a larger strip, and you'll see why in just a second. I went through and weeded everything out, and I like to start with the inside pieces just so my hand doesn't stick to the sticky carrier sheet as I'm trying to get the smaller pieces out. Then for the 3 Rex Crew, I went ahead and pulled this off all at once because it was a lot easier than doing all of it by hand. Then I removed all of the little bits with my weeding tool, and then I cut them apart so they could be applied on each bag. I'm going to press these for 320 for 25 seconds, first for the black piece, which is the dinosaur, and then I'm going to do about 15 seconds to add the letters. So here we're doing our 25-second press, and then I'm going to peel off my carrier sheet. Make sure, depending on what material you're using, you know if it's a hot peel or a cold peel, and it should say it on the packaging. Then I'm going to add the 3 Rex Crew along with that same carrier sheet, just so I'm not pressing directly on any vinyl. And I'm repeating that same thing on the smaller bags. I just filled them with some fun items that were easy to use right there at the party. So then if somebody got bored or needed an activity, they had stuff. So I added these cute little foam sticker kits of dinosaurs from Hobby Lobby. And I also found these tails that were actually chair decorations labeled at Dollar Tree, but the kids wore them, ran around with them, and had a great time. So as a reminder, these are on canvas bags from burlapfabric.com. However, you can put them on Dollar Tree bags as well. You just want to add adhesive vinyl. And I recently did this in a Dollar Tree blanks video and it turned out so good. So vinyl goes on just as well. And this is also a Cricut Design Space image. In the same vein of a party favor, I wanted to do this cute little Adopt a Dino section that I recently saw on Pinterest. So I created both the tags as well as this fun sign in Design Space. The great news is I did all the work for you, so let's start with these tags and I'll show you how to get them in Design Space. You just go to my profile, which is linked down in the description, and you're going to click Customize. Once you open up the file, you are going to have the leaf design plus the writing. So over here on the side, you can see that we have the thanks for making writing as well as the leaf. You are going to click on the writing on the right hand side and then double click it on top of the leaf, and you can go ahead and change that to your child's name. So for example here, say it's Jacob. You can double click, add Jacob, and then you can go up to make it and it's going to cut it exactly for you. In that same process, you can also tweak the wording. So if you wanted to say something else, you could do that as well. Then you're going to take your Cricut pen, and it comes with a black pen when you buy your Cricut, so you probably already have one of these, but you could also use a different color if you want, if you've got those Cricut markers. And it's going to go through, it's going to write it all out for you, cut it. Then for the sign, this is the perfect size for small little signs you can get at Michael's or Target in their dollar section, even at Dollar Tree. And so all you're going to do is hit Customize, you're going to open up the file, and you're just going to size it to the size of your sign. Then you're going to follow the prompts. I ended up using Smart Vinyl. It cuts quicker, and it was nice that I didn't have to switch out the mat in between cuts. And then when it was time to layer everything, I went through with parchment paper. So once I had all the pieces weeded, you use the parchment paper as a barrier between the two different layers of vinyl. So then that way, when you're going to layer on top of each other, you can get it lined up before it sticks to itself, which is a huge game changer. Then I added all of my dinosaurs to a tray, added my sign, and then tied on the little tags with some jute twine, and it was ready to go. These were so fun to be able to kind of walk around with this little tray and hand out dinosaurs at the end of the party. The kids could decide which ones they wanted to take home and adopt, and it was just so adorable. This one was definitely a hit. This next one is another one that you can easily follow the projects, and I actually followed a Cricut project. So when you get on the home screen, I just searched dinosaur and I found this really cute dinosaur raglan t-shirt project with some infusible ink. Now the great thing about these Cricut projects is you scroll down, it tells you exactly what you need and how to do it. So my two top tips for using infusible ink, which is basically a sheet of sublimation ink that you can cut versus printing on a sublimation printer, I make sure to put the white side down on the mat and use a brayer to push it down. Then number two, make sure you mirror your cut just like you're doing with heat transfer vinyl. And then when you go to weed it out, I usually like to rock my wrists around to get the paper to pop out. This particular design needed to be placed together because you can't press infusible ink twice. And so I weeded both the black and the green, and then I took the green pieces off of its sticky carrier sheet and put it where it needed to go on the black one. There is a full instructional article on Cricut's website that I will link down below if you haven't done the layering of the infusible ink. Then I put it down on my Cricut pillowcase, pressed it down, and instead of doing the t-shirt, I thought this would be a really fun way to commemorate this party. So I pressed it down at the 390-degree mark for 60 seconds, so it was flat on my pillow, and then all of the guests went through and signed it throughout the party. So then all I had to do was pop in a pillow cover. This is an 18 by 18 or 17.25, and just popped it in there. And then this is a great addition now to Finn's room. We've got everybody's signature on there, and the dinosaur itself is flat in case Finn ever wants to put his head on the pillow.
Finn's favorite TV show right now is Dino Ranch on Disney Junior, so I wanted to find some ways to incorporate that into the decor as well. I found these little pop-up table decorations on Amazon, which were perfect, and then we also decorated the area downstairs where we had tables set up because we needed space for people to eat lunch. So I started off by doing a bottom layer of just a vinyl tablecloth, and I bought a 3-pack from Walmart. I like to buy the 3-packs at Walmart instead of Dollar Tree because they're $2.98, so they're cheaper. Then on top of that, I rolled out these burlap runners that I got from burlapfabric.com, and they were a great kind of central space to add these cutout leaves. I originally was going to cut these out with my Cricut, but I found packs on clearance for $1.50 in the spritz section at Target, and so I decided to just go with that and spend time on other things instead of having to cut these out myself. Then we finished them off with those Dino Ranch little cutouts as well as some dinosaur figurines, and it turned out great. We also had this balloon garland and backdrop as well as some of those items from the rafters to really round out the basement. Even though it's not finished, it worked just fine. I also wanted some Dino Ranch signage, so I made these from $2 clearance Christmas signs. So when I saw these easel signs, I knew I had to grab them and I thought they'd be perfect for the party. They were $2 each. So I removed the little countdown as well as the hooks to hold up the numbers, and I filled the holes with some plastic wood. Once that dried, I gave it a quick sand, and I also added some plastic wood to the top part of this frame because in the clearance bin it had gotten a little dinged up, but no problem. Once I sanded it down and wiped off all the dust, I painted the inside of both signs white and the outside of the sign in this pretty sandstone color. I decided to do a lighter brown just because I want to reuse this for other parties, and I thought neutral was the way to go. Then I designed these files in Canva. I grabbed some Dino Ranch images from around the internet, and then I also found this Western font that matched the show. I will link details as well as the template if you want to update this for your own party. I do believe the elements may be Canva Pro, so you'll want to check that out down below. I'll leave a note. Because my sign was 10 by 14, I decided to do an 11 by 14 poster that I printed at Walgreens using a coupon, so it was not expensive at all. I cut it down to size, and then I hooked it on the inside with some double stick tape. And that was it, quick and easy, and because of the double stick tape, I can peel that off and change it out for other parties in the future so that I can use it for a variety of different things. And last but not least, I knew I wanted these cutout characters.
And let me show you how easy these are because they look awesome and they're not as hard as you might think.
So the first thing I did was print the posters of the characters, and I was able to get 50% off my posters at Walgreens. I prefer Walgreens because there's one right down the road and they're always running deals. The way you can find out what's on sale is go to Walgreens Photo, click deals up in the right hand corner, and then you can scroll through and see what is available. Now you want to make sure to copy or write down that coupon code because they don't add it automatically. So if you want the 50% off, you have to put the code in at checkout. So step one is to cut them out with scissors, get rid of any extra poster material. Then we're taking some double-sided tape and hooking it to some foam board I got at Dollar Tree. Make sure your tape goes around the entire outside, and I like the tape versus a liquid adhesive because then that way your photo paper isn't going to bubble. Once everything is pressed down, go through with an X-Acto knife and trace the outside so you have the actual cutout. The last step was to take some foam board with that X-Acto knife and create some kickstands so they would sit up on their own. They take a little bit of time, but anyone can do these, and they are definitely a showstopper at parties.
I hope this video got your wheels turning and got you inspired for your next party or event. Not just a kids party, but really anything across the board. A huge thank you to Cricut for sponsoring this video and helping me make Finn's 3rd birthday so special. I'll have all of the supplies as well as all of the links to the design space projects down below so you can just bop right over there and recreate all of these fun dinosaur DIYs. And then I also have a ton of other projects on there as well. So if we're not friends already on Design Space, click that link, head over and follow me so you won't miss a project when I publish it there. Thank you so much too for everybody that has sent such kind well wishes for Finn's birthday. I know so many of you have been here since the beginning when I got pregnant, so it's been so fun to share with you guys his birthday each year and what theme he chooses. So thank you for watching, thank you for being a craft buddy, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!